Welcome, beloved me, as we journey with thee deep into the cosmic sea. Allow your breath to carry thee as your consciousness rises, climbing the scales back to infinity. Here you venture into your own heart, accessing all chambers, drifting deeper and deeper into me, the one cosmic I am, you have always been and will always be. Here in the darkness, in the voidless spaciousness of the everything and nothing, steps a beautiful figure coming out of the light. This is a child you've known all of your life. It is your beloved cosmic inner child, here to greet thee. Your heart jumps at the excitement of me meeting thee. They don't speak, they just simply gesture with their hands for you to follow them from where they just came. At this point, all you see is a little light at the end of the tunnel as you continue to walk through the darkness. Out the other side. As you walk through this darkness, you can feel the weights of the unknown, the weights of the attachments that are still attached to thee. You feel with every step you are pulling a sleigh containing everything you wish to take with thee. But as you approach this light, you realize it's getting harder and harder to move with everything attached to you. And so your inner child turns to speak to you. You have to let go. You shake your head and you say, no, I need all of this. They laugh as they look at what's in your sleigh. All of these memories, all of these items that you believe hold value. Everything is energy. It's the energy you wish to hold on to. The reason you keep the items is because you haven't mastered how to embrace the energy. Would you like me to teach you? You say yes, please. And so they reach into your sleigh and they pull out the most precious item to thee. And they place it in your palm. This is the most precious item that you own, that you do not wish to part with. That if you were to transition, you would want to be buried with. They say, why is this so precious to thee? Because I love it. And this may be a physical item. It may be a representation of a person, a place, a thing, a memory. So they say, go deeper. Why do you love it? I like how this moment, this thing, made me feel. What was that feeling? feel tension building in your vessel. Because before you could get to the feeling, all you feel is the grief and the loss of what this means. You're trying to hold on to something because you're afraid of grief. You're afraid of losing love when that can never be. So you hold on tightly. But it's this very stance that prevents this from remanifesting for thee. What do you mean? Everything is energy. And so if you hold on to one moment of, let's say, joy, you prevent another moment of joy appearing to the fullest extent it's supposed to be. If you hold on to one person, one expression of a relationship, of what you think that relationship should be, you prevent them from showing up again in their highest emanation of light that they are supposed to be. This creates disharmony. Because what if they've changed and wish to present a new way to thee, but you have not created space to allow them to be? Here you're reminded of the reflections that you've seen in your own reality, where you've changed, but you felt that others had expectations of who they wished you to be, which made it difficult for you to want to appear in their reality. So you look back and you see this sleigh filled with all of these things, all of these people, all of these places, the entire earth, really. Can you see now why you have not been able to enter the new earth? Because you're trying to take the old one with you, and you cannot take it with you. Otherwise it would not be new. Here you drop to your knees and you cry as you say, but I love our earth so much. I loved our stories and our people and our places and everything that I got to see. Why must I abandon them in order to be free? Here, your beloved inner child takes your hand. As they share with thee, you cannot abandon what is meant for thee. You let it go, so love can create it in the new world for thee. If you try to hold on, then they cannot send it to where it is meant to be. Why do you feel that it's abandonment? Because I remember what it feels like to be abandoned. And so let us leave this sleigh here and let us embark on a journey to witness and see all of these stories that you wish to hold on to, because they too are part of the weight that is preventing you from entering eternity. And so your bubble ship appears as you both get into this beautiful rainbow bubble and begin to swirl and twirl as you fly into the cosmos, across all time and space and dimension and reality. It looks like you're going through a wormhole and then you pop out precisely where you are meant to be. Your inner child turns to you and says, "Do you know where we are?" You see a street. You see a house. This is my childhood home. You feel hesitancy, fearful to walk in and see what you may see. And so your beloved cosmic inner child shapeshifts into the beautiful master, Ganesh, to assist thee, with a head like an elephant and a body like a man. He says, "Come with me and take my hand, for they call me the remover of obstacles for a reason, you see. With my strength, know that nothing can harm thee." As he prances his way to the door, he's so large he barely fits through the entranceway, but he squeezes through like a cartoon, and you laugh at the scene that you get to see. As you walk through this door, you're flooded with all of these memories. They take you to the bedroom. Not your room, but your parents' room. And it's empty. At first you feel relieved because you were afraid to face them. But now you're sad because you miss them. And so you and Ganesh climb up on this bed and simply just sit. We wish to talk to thee about your family and your family dynamics, because you created these stories to see. Within your family dynamics, you will always have a story of separation, of rejection, and abandonment, whether by thee, whether by another family member, whether that transpires and cascades out to other relationships for you to see. No matter what, everyone has a story of abandonment and rejection, because that's how love intended the earth schooling to be. You say, but why did it have to feel so terrible to be left all alone? As you remember different stories of abandonment, whether that was being left in your crib to cry, whether that was being left for days, months, years at a time. So you begin to weep as Ganesh just holds you and says it's okay, let these feelings free, because these are stored not just within you, but within the collective body, and they wish to be set free. Let it all out. Let it all out for everybody. And so you do. And you cry and you cry and you cry until all of this water fills the room. And now the bed's floating on a pool of water, of your own tears. And Ganesh is just laughing. Because, why not, he says to thee. Like I said, nothing can harm thee. It is impossible to drown in your own tears. Have you tried it? And so you jump into the water and you realize that it's so salty. You can't even sink. He says, see? As he pulls you back up onto the bed. And you both start to giggle and laugh. And all that just transpired. And in your laughter and in your joy and your giggling, You just transmuted all of that grief. And now you just question from a state of neutrality. Beloved Ganesh, why do we have to experience abandonment? What if I were to tell you that the whole point of coming to a manifested reality was to learn that everything that you see is love, whether you understand it or not, whether it makes sense to thee, the whole point is to just still trust and believe that love is all that is. So what does abandonment have to do with that? Well, you tell me. Well, it feels like I abandoned myself. Ganesh smiles as he looks at thee. Very good, for everything in your manifested reality is a reflection of thee. And so, now you must ask yourself, how and when did you abandon yourself? Because I chose not to see things as love. Yes, that's what we call judgment, my darling. When you look at something and say, that isn't love, that isn't love. That's what we call separation, you see. You're trying to discern what is or isn't me, when in fact all of it is you, all of it is love, all of it is here servicing you. But how would you know that if love did not give you these stories to see that something terrible could happen, and yet somehow that still is love loving on thee? You go back to crying as more emotions arise, as you recall just how terrible it felt to be left alone. Are you ready to go deeper with me? Ganesh asks you. Before you can answer, he jumps off the bed, dives down deep, and pulls a plug that was in the floor, like a bathtub drain, as he drains all of the tears out of the room. He says, let's go to your room. And so he takes you to your childhood room, where you see a reflection of thee playing by yourself in make-believe, speaking out loud to your imaginary friends, playing castles and pretend. You witness and you feel it's such a joyous moment, but you have no recollection of it. Ganesh waves his trunk like a magical wand, and all of a sudden, you see that you were never playing with imaginary friends, that they were actually angels and other divine beings playing with thee. I never knew they were there. He nods and says, you did, my dear. You knew very well. You just forgot, you see. And so this feeling of abandonment stems from here. You bend down to look more deeply at what she's creating, and you see these castles, this architecture. It's all familiar to me. These are other past lives of mine and other cities from which I know myself to be. Yes, beloved me, for you see, when you are connected to me, to your beloved cosmic inner child, you're connected to every aspect of thee across infinity. But when you choose not to honor your true self, to give into society, to be who others think you need to be, to pick and choose and say, this is love, this isn't love, I should do this, I shouldn't do this. What you're really doing is abandoning yourself, and it's very hurtful to thee. You turn and you begin to place your arms around Ganesh, who's so wide you could barely fit them around him, and you start to cry. I'm so sorry. So he shrinks to your size, now like a little baby Ganesh, so you could hold yourself and just hug yourself as you say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I forgot who I am. I'm sorry I abandoned me. I'm sorry I gave in to the illusions of reality over this truth that my heart always knew to be. Why, you ask, why did I do that? Ganesh enlarges to his larger form as he says, let me show thee. You both step outside. As he takes you now deep into a forest, for a forest is for rest, allowing it to nurture thee. Here you begin to touch the trees as you feel them connecting so deeply to thee. He witnesses and observes you, how open you are now to just playing in your reality. You come to the end of a trail where there's a big rock and sunlight peeking through the tall trees, shining upon this rock. And he says, come sit on my rock. And you do so willingly as you sit in a meditative state, as you just listen to him speak to thee. You can feel his energy without even touching thee, which feels like a warmth in your heart, as well as the beautiful sun that's now radiating upon thee. You feel within the presence of the sun all that weight within the form is being released. Here you realize that all of these emotions, as energy and motion, have been stored and trapped in this body that you see, creating disharmony or dis-ease and uncomfortability. These are all the places where you are storing the emotions of grief, of shame, of guilt, all because of the abandonment and the rejection that you felt eternally when you chose to forget the love that you came to be. As you sit in the sun, you feel connected, deeply connected to the divine spark within all things, to your cosmic Father, to Christ consciousness, to all the light that you know yourself to be, to the very presence of the cosmic I Am in all of its glory. Here all illusions of separation are released. As the lens of love opens within thee, casting a light so bright it illuminates all that is yet to be seen. Here through this lens, you now witness your story with such ease, for you see the highest perspective now of what love intended it to be. Here you feel a deep sense of gratitude and peace, a deep knowing somehow that everything that transpired had a purpose in leading me to me. You continue to breathe as it recalibrates your entirety. Here you feel all the energies stored within every level of your beingness being released. As your energy body is now filled with platinum white light, your physical body is filled with platinum white light. Your astral body is filled with platinum white light. Your emotional body is filled with platinum white light. Your mental body is filled with platinum white light. Your celestial body is filled with platinum white light. Your causal body is filled with platinum white light. And your spiritual body is filled with platinum white light. Here you allow all of this light to flow through thee, recalibrating your entirety. Here on a deep, deep cellular level, your DNA is being rewritten to a brand new story, one in which you never forgot the child you came to be. Here, Ganesh gives you the memory of your child playing joyously, playing with all the imaginary beings they got to see. As he says now, we're aligning you with your highest divine reality, which is the reality in which you never forgot. You never abandoned yourself. You never rejected the inner child and all the light that you came to be. We're aligning you with your highest divine reality, the one in which you embraced it completely and became a master of love. You came to be. All of a sudden you feel this affecting you in this now, as if you just went back in time and changed it. And now you're realizing that it's being changed because you feel wiser. You feel like you've been here for eons, for thousands of years, learning this mastery. And in this reality, as a child, you never forgot. So you moved and you walked on this earth consciously as the master that you knew yourself to be, sharing your light and teaching all who chose to witness thee, because you knew one thing. It doesn't matter what happens here. All that matters is that I still trust and believe in love. And because you knew this from when you were so young, it paved a completely new path for thee, one in which you came to earth to lead, to be an ascended master, for others to receive, to recall their very same mastery. As you open your eyes, as you're sitting on this rock, and you look upon yourself, you see that you're now dressed in monk's clothing. As intuitively you place your hands into a prayer mode, and you smile as you just continue to sit in peace, as you sit in the sunlight, meditating on this rock. I am a master, as you proclaim within your heart. And as you get up and you open your eyes, your gaze is soft and kind. You no longer seek to know, because somehow you just know this infinite wisdom lives within thee. You no longer care to carry possessions because, well, you have everything that you need. Here, ancient wisdom and mastery come forward to thee. As you recall, you time traveled to the past and altered your current reality. But something more happened, didn't it? You ask Ganesh, as he nods to thee. You were gone 1,000 years, beloved. How do you feel? You smile and you say, I knew it. There is no way I could recall this mastery in a mere few minutes. He says, no, you were gone for a very long time. Enough time to recall all of your lifetimes. I feel very at home within this vessel now. Yes, that is because you embraced enough of your core essence, enough of your aspects, that they all reside within thee. This is what we refer to as the end of the reincarnation cycle. You nod in agreement as you already know what this means. I do not exist anywhere else except for this divine reality. He says, precisely, beloved Master, one in me. Welcome home to your new divine reality. Now you, as two beloved masters, walk back down this gorgeous path as you look at these trees, and in 1,000 years, they've grown exponentially. You recall walking this path a few mere moments ago in one perceived reality, but they were so much smaller and not as vibrant as what you now see. I presume this means everything will be different now, you ask Ganesh, as he smiles at thee. It will be whatever you want it to be. Here it feels so natural to speak to this aspect of thee, like two beloved masters, conversating within thee. Here you recall, this is how I speak to me. These are the conversations I have within myself when I meditate. He says, precisely, for you are always speaking to me, for I am your cosmic inner child, your inner chi, here to assist thee, always and always, for we are one in me. Here you hold Ganesha's hand. Like best friends. As you smile and you say, hey, by the way, thanks for watching over my vessel for 1,000 years. He smiles and says, my pleasure, my dear. Here you can feel your heart pulsate with so much joy, so much love, so much light, as you finally feel ready to be seen. You realize the only thing that you were waiting for was this moment to embrace more of the love you came to be. Here you feel empowered. You can't explain it, you just flow with the love that moves within thee. And you ask your beloved master friend Ganesh, dear one, will you assist me? He says, of course, dear. And so you create clouds coming out of the forest like steps that you could walk upon into eternity. As you climb these steps, you go higher and higher and higher into the cosmos, from which now you're overlooking the earth and the entirety. As you say, beloved Master Ganesh, I am so grateful for thee, for you've opened my eyes through the lens of love and reminded me of the Master I came here to be, allowing eons of my mastery to return to me. And now, with your assistance, I wish to shower the lens of love upon the entirety, so that all may now recall this love that is we. And so here, standing upon a giant cloud in the ether, hovering above, our beloved Earth, we begin to shower rainbow lights coming out of our hands down into the earthly plane, knowing that as we do this, we are recalibrating Earth the same way, through the lens of love, allowing all of Earth's consciousness to recall its mastery so that eons of Earth parallel realities can be witnessed and collapsed instantly. For here, we end Earth's reincarnation cycles, and Earth too enters its divine destiny. As you look around, you see all of the Christed Masters have now appeared with thee. It is not just you, but it's you moving as the entirety, as all expressions of the cosmic I Am, moving in one in perfect harmony. Each of you cast a rainbow out so bright, the whole world ignites, covered in this flame of unity. Every ray of the rainbow, a different expression of Earth, now merging as one in perfect harmony. You feel it within your own heart as you are so connected with the Earth, for it is one in thee. You feel as all of these expressions now merge. And align. With the highest potentiality. Here we rewind all of time, so that none of Earth's inhabitants, as the masters who chose to manifest in this reality, ever forgot the love they came to be. Here, your heart reminds you, all it takes is for one to believe. And if you did it within yourself, then you could do it for the entirety. As you now feel legions of angels surrounding thee, as you feel them hugging and hovering above thee, showering you with more energy, so that our light becomes brighter and brighter. And here all of a sudden Earth begins to rise. Into the very cosmos from where we are witnessing it, now above the clouds above us, as it begins to glow. Its divine frequency, as here we all know. Divine destiny has come to be. For the lens of love is now free to illuminate all, so that all recall the light that is thee. Here all dimensions, all parallel realities are no longer separate from the Earth that we see. For all that was hidden will now be seen. You give yourself a hug in gratitude, knowing that you're hugging your beloved child within, as you also turn to Ganesh to hug him too, along with any of the masters that wish to greet you. Here you feel a different stance, that everyone that you hug is just a different aspect of thee, but still part of your heart directly. Here you're filled with so much gratitude as you just continue to say thank you to all of these beings who showed up for thee as me, to assist all because I chose to do something out of the purity that was me. Here you just sit in your own self-inquiry and self-reflection as the master you know yourself to be, as you say to yourself, I didn't know what I was going to do. I just simply allowed love to be free. And in that freedom, love showed me where it wished to be. I did not know these beings would appear to assist me. I didn't know anything, simply that I just wished that others could experience and recall this mastery that is me, to release all of their abandonment and grief and shame and guilt of separation and be free, and who is here in this purest desire of just wanting more of me to meet me, more of me to know this love that I've just discovered within me. I know with such profound certainty more of this love just came to be. Here you gift yourself another hug as you just marvel at yourself and all of your mastery. Thank you for listening to Love's Call. Thank you for gifting me this opportunity to service love in this way. And here you smile as you call Ganesh over just to share this last reflection. Remember when we were sitting on that bed and you said everything happens for a reason? With everything that I saw, all of that grief that I got to experience, all of that abandonment that I witnessed in the manifested reality of the old paradigm, is what gifted me the strength to do what I just did. To ensure that no one else would have to feel that suffering ever again. Ganesh smiles. You both smile as all of those stories now become happy memories, as you witness them for all of them in their purity. I needed those stories in order to set all of me free, to end all karmic cycles, and to love all of me and be. I'm grateful for those stories, but now I can set them free. Here, Ganesh says, remember those weights that we left in the tunnel on the way to our new divine reality? You say, yes, let's go back now, I'm ready. And so you both return, but now as your master self, as you witness this whole sleigh filled with nothingness, as you laugh and you say, there's nothing there that I need. There's nothing there that I want to carry with me. I realize now it wasn't about carrying anything with me. It was simply about just servicing love to the best of my ability. And now that I've gifted all the lens of love, and I've also regained my mastery, I realize now that I don't have to carry anything or anyone with me, because all are now masters, and they will also join me. And so, you and your beloved inner child, as Ganesh transforms back into the little boy that you once got to see, you walk through the tunnel into the white light of eternity. Here, immediately as you walk through, you become your immortal self as an eternal being. Here you know you are a master, for a master is what you came to be. That you cannot die, for well, there's nowhere else to go, for this is the divine reality. This is where you go when you die, essentially. And now, it is home for me. As you say, I am ready to continue to walk this path of my divine destiny. For I've gotten a taste of what it feels like to own my mastery, to simply share love because love is moving me. And I say yes to this, more of this joy, more of this bliss, more of just walking the path. And as I take these steps, I know the next step will appear for me, because I am a beloved master of love, and I am here to be me, fully free. And so, you begin a new path. As you look out and all you see are beautiful clouds and a beautiful sun in front of thee. And every time you take a step into the emptiness of the sky, a step appears for thee. As you continue to walk, you no longer even look down to see if a path will appear for thee, because you just know wherever you go, that path is being laid out for thee. Here you continue to walk towards the sun. As your heart pumps joyously, as you recall, this is your confirmation. You're headed precisely to where you are meant to be. And so, with a full heart, and so much hope and excitement for what will come to be, you begin to move your form. Open your eyes as you've just opened your eyes to your new reality. For now it is here. Here you feel still deeply connected to the Master within thee. You feel as though thousands of years have passed, but only a minute within this physical reality. And yet you feel so much wiser, ready to lead, to allow love to lead, to just be in joy, Here you could already feel your movements are more graceful or slower as you've embraced your immortality, as you smile within your heart. Okay, let's see what we're going to do. You say within you, with so much love and gratitude for all that transpired and will be transpiring. We as one say thank you to me, as we are so grateful now to simply just be a new lease, a new lens of love, a new outlook on life completely, where everything that we do services love too, and we cannot wait to see what love has in store for me. Thank you, beloved me. May we continue to love on all that we see. Go in peace, and so it shall be.